Yeah! Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, Sunday edition, at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, Sam Woo, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios bunker, an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. Cross-continent to the Michael J. Fox Studios in Beverly Hills, California. It's Scotty of Sirius XM Liquid Metal, as we're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram Live on the Let's Go Devils Network as the off-season continues. But there is no off-season here at the Let's Go Devils podcast. Scotty, how are you, my friend?
Doing just fantastical, Sam Woo. How are you doing? Are you doing well?
I'm doing well. I've been, it's been hot here in New Jersey. I watered the lawn. Huh? Yeah, I've been watering the lawn, doing the things that I put aside.
And Mrs. Woo has on the checklist?
Yeah, it's basically a wish list, and I'm trying to get through that checklist. Yeah.
So yeah. Mrs. Woo has like, okay, she's got a wish upon a star, basically.
Yeah.
For Sam Woo to, okay, and we're not even talking about mowing the lawn. We're just watering the grass.
Yep. Just doing that. Use a hose.
Do you have a sprinkler, or are you out there with the hose? Like,
I'm out there with the hose. Yep, I'm out there.
You do with the hose. You go with the hose, huh?
I got to do it myself. I got to do it myself. Yeah, I do that. She's asked me to cook, but I'm still trying to get, I'm trying to get away from the DoorDash and actually try to cook something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Chef Boy or Sam. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying different things during this off season.
Okay.
Yeah, I maybe
watering Woo.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Joey Nutella over here. Oh.
So,
what's up, everybody? By the way, Selecta, Roman, Wimpy, Joey, Pete, Steven, Engel, Dubs, Sam Woo, Selecta. What's going on, everybody? Sam Woo was telling me there's a Sunny Metha town hall.
Yeah.
So we gotta talk a little bit about that, but also, Sam, like right after we did the show last week, there was some news that came out. Can we revisit some of that? Revisit? Did you hear me there? Revisit?
What news?
Well, that was that the Devils. That. Okay, the Devils, signed Anton Siliev. He's coming over. This is something that, nobody was really sure. Didn't know how it was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Woo and the Russian players, Russian players are number 2. I think that is the number 2. Obviously, the Vegas Girl Scouts have the highest ill will towards Sam, but I think also then the Russian players right after that, right?
Except for the big guys.
Except for
the big guys. Anton Volchenkov, I liked him. I didn't have a problem with him. I like the guys that say, I must break you.
Yes. Those are the ones you want to have on your side. Well, either way, Mr. Anton here, very exciting because he was a rather high draft pick for the Devils a few years back. He's got quite the size to him, and he's still a growing boy. He's been playing in the big league since he was 17 over there in Russia. And, smooth skating, they say. Has a good offensive. Well, that's the thing they say. He's good. Oh, good puck moving. Excuse me. Puck moving. Not so much offensive numbers, but good puck moving up the ice. Getting it through the neutral zone. Size, good skating. However, some of the reports have come out that the defensive side might need a little bit working on. To the point where, when he's facing the top tier talent, realizing, and this also comes with, he's a young kid. He's got to get used to playing at a different level. And probably when he was younger, he could get away with doing this stuff. But realizing when the top tier talent comes up, they're going to blow right by you. They're going to make a move and they're going to turn on the afterburners and whoop, your long stride and your super reach aren't going to help you in that situation. So that seems to be kind of the scouting report on him for right now, which don't let that one side of it ruin all of everything else. But it's exciting that he is coming to North America and, will be probably your top pairing in, for Utica. Or, maybe a second pairing, but I don't think they're going to, I think they're going to give him as many minutes as they possibly can to get him seasoned to the North American style.
I completely agree with your assessment, Scotty. The big difference right now is Sunny Metha's GM. And what is Sunny Metha going to bring to the table? Let's talk about player development. The only thing Tom Fitzgerald ever developed with the players is trying to be their best friend. Trying to be their best friend, their pal, all that. But the Devils really never, they drafted because they had to, but they never really developed anybody. They honestly.
Yeah.
We were sold a bill of goods on the draft hype, but what about the development? So Silyev right now, clean slate. He's coming in at a right time. You can't teach size.
6'7".
Yeah, you can't teach that size.
Yeah, 10th overall.
But you can teach him how to play defense. And you can teach him how to block shots. And you can teach him how to use that body. Look at Kevin Ball. He was a project. He's doing pretty well in Calgary. Shakir Mohammadulin, that was a project a while ago, eventually traded. So Silyev has a lot of value. It gives you options. 10th overall pick, big Russian defenseman. I say develop him. Let's see what Sonny's people can do. I think that's what the Devils
see what develops.
Yeah, there's nothing. He's not gonna. Is he gonna jump in the NHL and after prospects camp and training camp and all that? Highly unlikely. But again, you can't teach size, and I'm kind of excited here what Sunny Metha and his new regime are going to do in Utica. They've got to repair that pipeline and developing players coming up from Utica. So when there's injuries or salary cap issues, you've got all the leverage as the GM because you've got a young nucleus brewing in Utica to bring up to the New Jersey Devils. I think that's great. I'm glad the Devils did not lose him to the KHL or any other stupid thing that could happen with some of these players coming over. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's young, so I get it. I mean, the same thing with Mohammadulin. He was so young, maybe a little leave home. But our boy Dubs here was saying his Silyev, some of his strength, is his closeout from the dots to the boards because he's 6'7". And he's got that stride in that stretch. And you're right. Yeah, that's how he gets up on everyone. His strides are so large. So he's able to cover that ground. However, it seems, and this is, this report that was it's from some Russian news, Sports Express. I saw it on the old Hockey Rumors talking about, this report of Silyev from that report. So, aggression in board battles, ability to move the puck. There was somewhere in here, I don't know, I'm not going to reread it, but there was somewhere in there about when, the top tier talent came in and they threw some of those moves, whoop, that big stride and reach, couldn't save them all the time. And once you make the jump to the NHL, that's the most elite level. They're all like that. So that's stuff that he can learn, though. When to not, lean forward, lean backwards instead. This is the play you want to jump into. This is the play you don't want to jump. I think that's all comes with seasoning. But some of that other stuff is just raw talent. You can't teach 6'7".
Yeah, I mean, you can't teach size, and again, his development. Again, I talked to a few people. I did think he was in the right environment in the KHL, to be honest with you, from what I understand. So,
Okay.
He gets a chance to kind of hit the reset button. He's an adult. He's in North America. He's going to have some growing pains. You're going to have to teach him and teach him well. Don't rush this kid up. Just please don't. Don't rush him up. Let him develop.
Don't rush him up. I see what you did there, Sam Woo.
It was pretty punny, huh?
That was a good job right there. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Way to go. Well, while we're on the subject of Russian players, one that has already made an impact, I think, with the team and as well as the fan base. With whatever, I don't know, I'm not a big social media person, but I feel like you can just see all the videos anyway, when people just repost them and there's articles written about it on other social media sites. So whatever the one Arseny Gritsyuk is on, he's been quite the social media wonder.
Telegram.
He's the Telegram darling. So he's made this connection with the fans, but also he's put on a strong performance on the ice. And he is going to be looking for a multi-year extension. Apparently. That's what they're seeking. I got to look up and see what his status is, Sam Woo. Do you know?
What do you mean, status?
Contract status.
What, you seeking a multi-year contract?
Yeah, but what is his contract status?
Free agent.
Currently. What?
Free agent.
He can't be. He's got to be a restricted free agent. Where the heck did my thing disappeared? My little oh, is this right here? No, that's Puckpedia. Is that the one we want?
Of course we do.
Yes, it is. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Joe Nutella says RFA.
RFA. There we go. I couldn't get the. There we go. So RFA, he's a UFA in 2 years. So what are you going to give Mr. Gritsyuk? And what about Paul Cotter as well? Also an RFA, who seemed to be a lot better at the Worlds, but I think Gritsyuk is probably your priority right there in that sense. And Mr. Shimon Nemitz, whatever you decide with that. But what are you looking at for Gritsyuk? What do you think, Sam Woo?
Whew.
Do you extend him for multi-year? Do you multi-year him now, or do you just, do the bridge deals until he becomes for one more year?
If you're Sunny Metha, you got to put your minds in Sunny Metha. Analytics guys, they like the short-term contracts. Because having a 2-year out bails you out in case it becomes a bust. Just saying.
Do you think he's shown enough so far to warrant, a multi-year deal like that?
It's too much of it's a small sample size. I'm not sure. And again, I'm being a little biased here. I wouldn't I don't know. Sometimes it's with these Russian players, I'm very hesitant to extend big contracts for, like Kovalchuk. Sorry, I had to say it. It's just
I was just trying to lead you down the path. I knew you would eventually get there, Sam.
I've been burned before, and I'll be burned again. Nothing personal against Gritsik, but
Oh,
he may
man.
be good now, but once you give that big money,
Okay.
and he's buying regular Gatorade, and he's living the life, the luxury. Now, all honesty, if you think about like his personality, like he's very charismatic.
Yes.
Very marketable player, in my opinion. He's on Telegram doing his own thing. First year in North America, makes the team, the NHL club, exceeded expectations. The tricky part is he going to fall into that proverbial sophomore slump upcoming season? And if you're looking at it from Sunny's standpoint, I would go bridge deal all the way. I would take the safe route, the rational route, because you've got all this cap money. And they don't have like a lot of cap money, but Gritsik, he showed that he can play on all four lines. So that has some value there. He's got some speed. He's definitely got a shot. And but I think a bridge deal, you got to stay disciplined with the salary cap stuff, because if you're going to make bold moves like, Quinn Hughes in the future, if he's going to really do that or not, or, do you go after Larkin? Do you make a splash of a trade that way? Again, I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's the direction, but you want to weaponize your situation by having cap flexibility. And right now, Tom Fitzgerald kind of did the Devils in, which, by the way, he doesn't have a job in Nashville. So how well didn't work out with you, Tom. Didn't work out with you. I feel bad. I don't want to wish unemployment on anybody, but you kind of did it to yourself in some ways by trusting Barry Trotz, because Barry Trotz has burned Tom Fitzgerald so many times. It's almost like, dating, like she's cheated on you so many times, but you still keep on going back. Barry Trotz and Tom Fitzgerald.
Dubs is saying 3.5 at 2. Pete saying lock him in for a 3-year if you can. Joey is saying bridge him like Mercer. Wimpy says yes. There is his agent apparently put out a statement, said that there's positive assessment of talks. So
everybody's been saying that about Sunny Metha, even like Nico's agent.
Yes.
When you go around what he's been doing, I mean, I think that's great.
It's probably just being transparent with them and putting it on the table and what they want to do. So, I mean, I don't, I'm not gonna say lock him up. I don't know if lock him up long term, but I wouldn't mind just. I wouldn't. Yeah, I think a 2-year deal, I'd be fine with. But I get what you're saying, Sam Woo, because we've been burned so much, with these other prospects. And then, but then you got to look at it. You see them go to another team, and then all of a sudden they blossom. So
you know what it is, Scotty? You can't think like that. You got to do what's best for the New Jersey Devils. Say if Nemitz gets traded and Nemitz is like a Norris Trophy winning, D guy every year and all that, but the returns we got back made our team that much better, and we won Stanley Cups. I would rather take that.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying the development part of it needs to change and just work a little bit better, or else they really need to I know it's hard, but you got to start vouching for some of these prospects. You're like, no, this one you hang on to. You know, like I don't know, like something's got to that whole process of vetting. You know, I don't know. Some of it has been off. A lot of it has been off recently. So, yeah, I think that's somewhere that they really need to look at and set some goals for improvement.
I wonder if the fans are allowed to ask questions in this town hall. Because I got a question for Sunny Metha. You know what that question would be? What's the biggest mistake you've ever made?
That's what you're going to go with?
Yeah. I want to know. Because we all hear the good things. I want to hear the bad things. And what did you learn from it? You know, with the analytics. Has there ever been a guy, a hockey player that was off the charts and you're sticking to your numbers and then completely disappointed you?
I think Sonny surrounds himself with hockey people as well to have that other input. Yeah. I think he's smart about it.
Yeah. That's what I would ask him. I'd also ask him.
I would ask him instead, maybe ask him what is something that he feels is one of his flaws and why does he want to improve that? Then you get your answer.
Or maybe I'll ask him the question. I see there's no president of hockey operations. Are you the big guy? Are you calling all the shots? Or is Big Dave? That's his new nickname, Big Dave.
Big Dave. Can't pay $7 or $8 million to Nemec. As clutch as he is, we will regret this. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
His stock is very high.
His stock is really high. I would pull the trigger on that. Because I think there's some really valuable players around the league. I know I say his name every week, Matty Nice, and you can go ahead and look and see he was almost a Montreal Canadien at the trade deadline. So they know what an asset they have there, and they know they can get a lot back for him. I don't know if it's just a 1-for-1 is going to work with Toronto, but there's other players out there that he would work with. Part of a package plan for someone in Minnesota, maybe. I don't know. We will see what happens. But he's one I think you may, down the road, yeah, he may be a Norris winning defenseman or something like that or whatever. And good for him if that happens. But I think right now, some of the other pieces you can get for him, I think we're selling high, which is what you want to do. Now, you were mentioning this Dylan Larkin character over there in Detroit and all the news that's been coming out about him. I personally thought number one, Minnesota. I mean, that's what Billy G's been talking about is signing Quinn Hughes and getting that number one center. Or getting more center help, whatever the hell he said. Just makes a lot of sense right there. Given all their connections with the USA Hockey and all that and the Minnesota need. But, Mr. Stevie Y on the other side isn't going to be just taken for nothing because Dylan Larkin wants to get traded. So you're going to see two of these hockey minds who at one point were facing each other on the ice going into a battle of wits and brain power. Who will be the most cunning? Who will get the best deal? Find out on this week's episode of NHL They Wrote.
Sunny Metha steps in and steals
he could be
Larkin away.
He could be like a special guest episode. No, I don't think he's. If you no.
Well, did you read that article? Did you read that article?
Then you got to trade.
Go ahead.
Then you got to trade Nico. That's what it is, and I don't think Sonny's going to trade Nico Hischier.
Well,
Yzerman's not going to. He's going to want someone. That's the first person he's going to ask for. You know it.
And you just tell him no. Just tell him no.
Then you don't get. Well, then yeah, that's what I would say. But you don't. You're not going to get Dylan Larkin then, unless you're trading like 3 or 4 number one. No, it's just not worth it.
Well, hear me out, because I read James Nichols' article about it. If Larkin were to come to the Devils, it would be in a situation where you ask Jack Hughes to move to the wing.
Not a good idea.
Okay.
I'm just thinking this guy is going to be, unless he comes to you and says that, you don't say, hey, Jack, well, why don't you move over to the wing, huh?
Now, Joe Nutella makes a great point. Minnesota needs a center, Larkin.
Yeah.
Billy needs cap space. Trade Quinn to New Jersey. Detroit gets Nemec. Send a first and second to Minnesota, some crazy 3-way.
That makes sense.
I like the thinking there.
Because then your Devils don't get screwed, trading away too many draft picks if you got another team in the mix there, possibly throwing one in. So that's something that could definitely work. Minnesota, that was like their top priority. And just giving them either that or, tell you the truth, the team that I think is surprising the hell out of everybody, the Vegas Golden Knights, just because Larkin and Eichel are buddy. But I think Minnesota is like the team that needs that center that he would be perfect for. But that's I love that idea. That works. And because it makes sense too.
I can't see Yzerman trading Larkin within the Eastern Conference, but I can see him trading him to the Western Conference into Minnesota. Mm-hmm. But Minnesota needs to make room. So, because can the Devils pay Nemec what he wants? I don't think they can.
I don't think they can.
I don't know if Minnesota can. And that's a long-term. Deal. Now, again, Dougie Hamilton's name hasn't been mentioned anywhere in all this through the rumor mill.
Because, he's got that big price tag as well attached to him.
But so does Nemec.
Well, not yet. Yeah. Dougie's is locked and loaded there for the next 2 years. Yeah.
At $9 million.
I don't know. I think the team is probably going to, if they are going to trade Dougie, I think with how everything played out with Fitzgerald, I think Sunny would be a wise man, and I think he is, to go to Dougie and just have a conversation with him and saying, like, hey, man, what do you want to do? I know some things went down with the old regime. I'm here now. I can tell you things are going to be different. This is how I'm going to do business. This is how the team is going to operate. That is not something I would ever do, is ask you to waive your no movement clause. But I get it if you want to move on. So do you want to move on or do you want to stay here? Because if you want to stay here, let's get to work. If you want to move on, let's get to work. Tell me what teams you would accept that trade for. That's what I think's got to happen.
Do you think Sunny wants Dougie?
I do. I think he wants him to stay.
Dougie was not the problem. He was never the problem. I think this was all created by Fitzgerald.
I think that's very true. I think Dougie didn't play, but it could have been because we don't really know when the whole fiasco went down. But I think Sheldon Keefe was correct in his assessment of putting Dougie on the bench for a game. I know it pissed him off, but hell's bells, he turned into a different Dougie Hamilton in that last, quarter or third of the season or whatever it was.
Yeah. I mean, towards in the end of the season.
Maybe Dougie's moved past it, and he's ready to be like, let's forget it. Let's move on. I don't got to deal with that anymore. Fitzgerald is gone. Everyone else, you're now in charge, Sonny. I'm ready to go. That's what I think. You got to talk to him man to man and just ask him what he wants to do. If you don't want to be here from everything that's happened, okay, I understand. Give me the teams. Let me try to work a deal. But if you want to be here, let's go. I want you here, Bag him up. If he wants to stay, good. I wanted you here. If he wants to go, it's all right. I'm disappointed. I was hoping you were going to stay, but I had the feeling you wanted to get out. See, some managerial stuff right over here, right?
Yeah. As he closes the door, oh, thank God he wants out. Now we got
one way or another. But
no,
I love
Dougie. I actually love Dougie.
I do too. But it's a big contract. Could that potentially work as well? Yes, but in that really cool scenario that Joe, brought up, I don't think Dougie going to Detroit, I don't know if that would equal out for 2 years. Unless that's something that they're looking for, I would have to look at the Detroit defense. I know San Jose was interested in him last year, and they apparently still are. Maybe Dougie has a change of heart of going out to San Jose now when he sees the young whippersnappers he'll be working with over there.
I mean, I wouldn't mind the second overall pick in this year's draft if you could pull it off. But it's got to be more than Dougie Hamilton.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, he's got a bunch of options ahead of him, which is good. But again, there's also some of those ones that are just locked in. It's whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
But now you can set the term. You can set the new, terms of the new regime with this Nico Hischier contract. And how you're gonna do business.
Well, right now it's June 7th. We gotta let the Stanley Cup Finals conclude. You've got the awards. You've got the draft. Can't wait for the NHL schedule to come out. I think it's going to come out next month.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, I mean, Sunny, again, just this is his moment to shine in the next 2 months. I'm kind of curious to see what he does. Is he going to make a big splash? Is this business as usual? I think if you sign Nico to a long-term deal,
I think he wants to. I think he wants to get it. He wants to get it done like bing bang boom, and again, set the tone for the franchise.
Yeah, I would do that, and I agree with you with Dougie. I mean, even though it's $9 million a year, you gotta have to bite the bullet here because this is when Dougie Hamilton came to the Devils. That was like the biggest free agent signing for the Devils in history with that kind of deal. It's probably the biggest deal free agent wise that the Devils have ever had.
Well, what about your buddy Kovalchuk?
But he was a New Jersey Devil, and then got the deal. This is coming from North Carolina Hurricanes. That's different. That's re-signing your player.
All right. Well, because he came over, then he re-signed, right? Isn't that?
He came via trade, and then
right,
and then he signed that monster contract that eventually became null and void. But Dougie Hamilton came at a time where no free agent would even think about New Jersey because of the excessive rebuild that they were doing. So, you want to have that perception, and you want to have that we're a first-class organization, that we don't do that to our star players. And I think you got to have to bite the bullet and repair it, because it wasn't fair to Dougie. Dougie left Carolina. Carolina didn't treat him right. Finally, he finds a home that people treat him right. And then after what happened last season, I mean, Dougie, didn't talk to the press about it, but from what I understand with the fans, he kept that being first class with the fans through this mess. And really appreciate that, because some players, and no fault of their own, would want to just get away. But Dougie was still signing autographs, even on the last day, and taking pictures with fans and all that, when didn't say much to the media, because, I think that was a smart move on his part, because anything he says is just not going to be good.
Right.
It can be spun a different way, even though he may intentionally, want to say the right thing, and then it gets spun a different way. I think Dougie handled this as best as he could.
We like our Dougie. And he makes funny videos.
Yeah. I would keep Dougie.
I mean, I think it's going to happen, unless, like I said, unless there's some move of that sort of nature. But, Dougie's got control over that. So that's what I think has to happen. Sonny's just got to sit down with him and clear the air. Obviously, after what last year, everything that went down, I don't know how, as a general manager, I don't know how you wouldn't address that with one of your players.
I think the back contract right now is Jacob Markstrom. You got 2 years. For no reason, you got 2 more years of Markstrom. Thanks, Tom. Although, do you think he can turn it around? Tom. Do you think he can turn it around? I think Father Time has gotten to him.
I think the signing was a mistake, especially having Jake Allen. But maybe they felt, I don't know, because we all know the goalie coaching situation has been atrocious for the last number of years, and that is finally changing now as well. So who knows if, maybe some of that development goaltending style would be a little bit different now. And maybe Akira Schmid maybe would have been different. Maybe Nico Dawes would have took off and found his consistency. Maybe they would have been able to figure out Mackenzie Blackwood. I don't know if they lost some confidence in, Malik and Yegorov?
No.
Or feel it's going to take more time, than they were anticipating? That they felt the need to give Markstrom another goaltender, older veteran goaltender. With Jake the Snake on such a sweet deal. It's like, why would you do that?
Well, maybe a new goalie coach will make a huge difference.
This is also true. It could make a huge difference for them as well. That will be seen. But I still feel that, the Markstrom signing, I think Schmidt is down in the AHL at Vegas. I was just using that as an example. He had a nice playoff run. Nico Dawes had a nice, run there, middle of the season. He had the outdoor game, which was a lot of fun, right in the middle of it. So good for him. But who knows? Maybe those two could have turned out a little bit differently. We saw flashes of it, but the consistency just plagued them. Or the inconsistency, I should say, plagued them.
Yeah.
So maybe we see some difference in the goaltending development as well. But I can only guess that they really did not feel any confidence in having a duo of Jake the Snake and Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't even know what the contracts that. I guess Yegorov is still at BU, right, for another season.
Yep.
I don't know what Malik, but I guess they don't feel confident in Nico Dawes being able to split time with Jake the Snake.
Yeah, but we'll see what Sunny Metha thinks about it. It's...
Well, Markstrom now has a 20-team no-trade list for this year, I believe, and then I think it goes to 10 teams next year. Thanks, Tom. We need to get a little sound effect. Thanks, Tom. All the things Tom Fitzgerald screwed up.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Ted says, don't rush Yegorov. Okay.
Yeah, don't make that mistake. We rushed everybody.
Shaking a change cup at Penn Station.
Good grief.
Yeah, I mean, goaltenders sometimes take a while to develop. What's Yegorov? What's he, like 22, 21? He's a young kid too. So is Malik. He's even younger, I think, right?
I don't know. I think they're both in their early 20s.
I think so as well. I mean, let me just go back to whatchamacallit, the Puckpedia. Puckpedia. Sorry. Apologize. That's why I stay behind the drums and not by the mic. Malik is he is 24. Oh yeah, Tyler Brennan. That was another one. Nico Dawes is 25. I mean, now I think would be the time to give Dawes a shot. Where's Yegorov? I don't see him on this list here. I guess he's not.
He's 20. He's 20 years old.
He's 20? Okay. Maybe I just missed him somewhere here. So there you go. So Malik is 24. Nico Dawes is 25. And then you have Jake the Snake. So you can't really, I mean, I don't know if you could really tell what you've got in Dawes and Malik if you got Jacob Markstrom there as well. So I don't know. I think that was a bad decision unless they really feel that those goaltenders cannot perform at the NHL level.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
I hope he gets a job somewhere.
I mean, the chicken fingers up there on the top deck,
Brendan Smith.
Someone's got to do it. Now, Brendan Smith has moved on. He's retired.
Does he own a Popeyes or something somewhere?
Oh, man. All right. Well, let's wrap this bad boy up on this wonderful Sunday evening. Do you know what yesterday was, Sam Woo?
What's that?
It was Slayer Day.
Was it really?
Yeah, June the 6th.
Very
6606 was International Slayer Day. Get it? But June the 6th is also Tom Araya's birthday, the singer and bassist of Slayer. And Kerry King, the guitarist, is born on June the 3rd.
Wow.
Look at that. Did you listen to Slayer yesterday?
No, I did not.
I'm a little disappointed.
I've been meaning to listen. I've been meaning to listen to Liquid
tonight,
Metal.
I want you to go ahead and either listen to Raining Blood or South of Heaven, something like that.
All right.
For you, maybe go Spill the Blood for you, because that's a little bit more not as heavy.
All right.
Go Spill the Blood. All right.
All right. Final
Last
thoughts?
song on South of Heaven. And then have Mrs. Wu just yell, Slayer! And then all will be right with the world.
Not right now. We just ran out of runway.
What do you mean?
Ran out of hard drive space recording has now ceased. I have no space.
Oh. Well, what do you know?
Yeah. Anyway, final thoughts, Scotty.
Oh. Yeah. Excited to hear about Sunny's press conference and all of his things that he's got rolled up his sleeve. Sure, he's not gonna, let all the aces fly, but excited to hear his perspective on how he thinks these initial weeks, months of his tenure, is going, and how he feels about the whole process of, looking over the entire staff, deciding who's gonna leave, who's gonna go. Are there going to be more moves to be made? And how he feels about the current construction of the team. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Empty the trash bin.
Yeah, it's too late now. Now it's a process to get the recording. My final thought is it's gonna be a tough decision because Roman invited me to the town hall. I want to go to the town hall, but at the same time, if the Knicks win tomorrow and it's game 4, might be a long night, Scotty. Go to town hall and then go to go to freaking Penn Station afterwards and see what happens. Maybe not.
You do you, Sam Woo. I'll be relaxing on my couch.
Yeah. Anyway. Final thoughts. Looking forward to seeing Sunny speak to the fans.
All right.
Get a good assessment of him. But all right. Well, we're getting out of here.
Slayer, Sunny Metha. Very nice, Joey. That's right, Wimpy. Slayer is for the kids. Start them early. Start them young.
Yeah. All right. Well, getting out of here. Dropping the podcast maybe in an hour. Till next time, let's go Devils.